every time Nigeria is ringing bell. If I look on news, it is bell. If I look social media, it is problem. When I should be drinking coffee, they will make me to come online. They don't want to have me to rest. But you know what? You know what? The spirit in me, the Biafra spirit in me, I said, when I told you, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is looking for 100 people, I promise that I have 50 in me. You have not seen anything. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. But, you know, as my own oru, I am a royal rucha. You understand? Till Biafra come. But today you are going to receive sense. The crypto, Nigeria crypto. As they are crippling your economy, they close border. They closed the border. ESN came out automatically, you know, weaponized. It shocked them. It shocked them. They said, this border no work. This close of border no work. Now, how do we stop the funding now of this Sunday or Igbo? How do we stop the contribution? Let us stop the crypto. Because they were following Nigerians, southern Nigerians. Use crypto. We should open crypto. Use crypto. Don't use the Western Union. Don't use this. They say, so these people are doing crypto. Okay, let us slash them. Bah! They are not considering the economic impact of crypto. No. They are not considering how much the crypto is bringing to Nigeria economy. Their agenda is not to make Nigeria progress. No. They have a better agenda. Now you get the point. Now you get the point. My only problem is that why is it that you must wait? Was Thomas born in Nigeria? Is Thomas a Nigerian? Is Thomas in the Bible in Nigeria? Are you a lineage of Thomas? Are you a lineage of Thomas? All of you have Thomas blood in your vein. How did you get Thomas blood in your vein? That it must happen to you first before you understand. We hear more in Anubia. You hear more kind of man. Woo! When we are telling you, you don't know, we are telling you, even we are not prophets, but everything we have said, everything we open this mouth to say, if it don't happen today, it will happen tomorrow. I want you to go from the beginning of this struggle. From the beginning. In fact, even the one that we are not sure of, once God asks us to say it, we will say it and God will do it. Hey! I said, did you see the prayer? May God harden the heart of the leaders in Nigeria so that we will tell them, the world may know that Obi is no longer a boy. I remember when we used to read the history of the Greeks, the Greek gods. I don't know, you know, of course we don't read all those things in Africa. The history of the Greek gods. Medusas. Medusa, they say Medusa is she look at when you look at Medusa, you turn into she would never opportunity but the possible zoo Nigeria. Lekwa Nigeria ma dosa ya Chineke na de ngosi. Onye ọbụla na-ekpe ekpere ka Nigeria wee wuru ofu nna nke bridge ndị dị etu a wee laa ha n'iyi. Chineke na kiwe biko da kiwe kpọọ ha ọkụ. Kpọọ ha ọkụ kpee ezinụlọ ha ọkụ. Ka ha ra, ha gbara ndị ha bụ. Ọbụla ndị ụkọchukwu, onye ọbụla mehụrụ ọnụ ma kulie wee sị na ọ ga-adịrị Nigeria na mma, ọ ga-adịrị onye ahụ na mma na ezinụlọ na mma site gosi wee na-eme n'ụbọchị nketa obodo kwesịbụ zoo Nigeria. Lekwa Nigeria ma dosa ya Chineke na dị ngosi. Onye ọbụla na-ekpe ekpere ka Nigeria wee wuru ofu nna nke bridge ndị dị etu a wee laa ha n'iyi. Chineke na kiwe biko da kiwe kpọọ ha ọkụ. Kpọọ ha ọkụ kpee ezinụlọ ha ọkụ. Ka ha ra, ha gbara ndị ha bụ. Ọbụla ndị ụkọchukwu, onye ọbụla mehụrụ ọnụ ma kulie wee sị na ọ ga-adịrị Nigeria na mma, ọ ga
known as immortals. Because of their sacrifice, Biafra will come. And there is nothing any idiot can do about it. Britain, I'm a British citizen, a British passport holder, I prefer to say. But I'm telling you here now with every ounce of confidence that Britain cannot even stop Biafra.
That's right.
Nobody can. The only thing that can stop Biafra is your fear.
Hold up.
Is a question. Why is it that the Europeans are afraid of other countries within Africa, may follow up the breakup of Nigeria, and they would want to break up and form their own country? I want you people to ask yourself, why are they thinking like this? Because I have come across a lot of arguments where somebody will say, okay, they want to maintain Nigeria so that, because they are afraid. According to them, during the 1967-1970 Biafra, the issue was that if Biafra, succeeded in breaking away from Nigeria, other African countries will want to follow suit. Now, I ask again, why are they afraid of that? My people, it is not about natural resources. Some people say they are afraid to lose natural resources. It is not afraid to lose natural resources. No. Of course, business is part of it. Business is part of it, which natural resources is also one of the factors. But this is not the issue. The issue here is not about the natural resources. Because anyhow, they are still going to have access to these natural resources. Somehow, they are going to have access to it. But it is not about natural resources. Well, so when natural resources is one compelling factor, but we should go beyond natural resources. It is time we begin to think beyond natural resources. It is not about natural resources. They are afraid of the economic power that will come from Africa when Africa divide along tribal line. Because you see, they know, they are afraid for you to know what they know. So it is not about natural resources. If you are thinking that it is because of natural resources, my brother, somehow you are right, but you are not right completely. You are getting the main point very wrong. The point here is that they are afraid of you adopting the system that made them what they are today. And what is that system? Dividing your country along tribal line. And that is what we want to do. That is exactly the brain we want to bring to Biafra. We want to bring Biafra, and Biafra will be divided along tribal line. That Efik, Ijo, Ichekiri, all these people will be the confederated state of Biafra. You are going to have your own government, your own autonomy, make decision, control your natural resources. If you have 1 trillion ton of whatever you have in your land, you control it.
What we are doing.
And we are going to have the central government. And it is going to be joint military. The military is going to be like a NATO. If anybody is attacked, the entire Biafra will come. So we are going to have one common defense system. One common defense system. You see, just like this Europe is a little bit different. Europe is, you know, they have countries and all that. And within this country of Europe, there are countries that have autonomy, that have also autonomy within their own countries. Believe me, this is what they don't want us to do. This is what they don't want you to do. The Europeans discover that when they are together as one bunch people with different background, different culture, different language, different understanding, different thinking, things were not working. Things were not.
Because we know our prime minister didn't do anything wrong. He is doing exactly what we are doing. All the killings that the Southeast and South delegitimized governors are doing, that is what our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa was preventing. That is what Nnamdi Kanu was preventing. And the whole world have seen how Finland took away our Prime Minister. And within that period, hundreds of innocent Biafrans have been murdered by Christopher Musa and Tinubu using the reintegrated terrorists that they imported into the Nigeria territory. That is what is going on. And that is something that Biafrans have risen up and said, no more. So we are still waiting for Finland to accuse our prime minister of anything. They've held our prime minister, going to almost 3 months, 90 days. He did not commit any crime. But from what Finland has done, we have now discovered there is a history of what Finland is doing to suppress Christians, to suppress freedom of speech, and to destroy innocent Biafrans using the globalist agenda, which Finland is part of right now. That is what Finland is doing. Prime Minister Simon Ekpa has not committed any crime. You put him away, now going to 3 months, because you partner with Nigerian state, a terrorist state, that have very, very low score and record in human rights. Finland is now part of that. That is exactly what they are doing. How else could one explain holding our prime minister for almost 90 days without indicting him yet? You isolate him. You want to break him psychologically. And you think we are just going to sit down and watch you and your cohorts in Nigeria. Your cohorts in Nigeria, they will get it real hard. It's a promise. Innocent Biafrans using the globalist agenda, we fail.
Welcome, fellow Biafrans, wherever you're watching from. I applaud you to please kindly like and share this program. Share to all platforms, share to family and friends, share to everyone that is close to you. We have come once again to continue to update you. Yesterday, we were not able to bring you a replay of our morning program, but we are going to share it with you now. So many of you were there in question and answer, the question and answer program of our Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Ngozi Oronboeze. It was amazing. Many revelations were made. All your doubt have been cleared. If you have not watched that very program yesterday, please go back and watch that program. There is a very heavy revelations on that program. The question and answer section yesterday was powerful. It was amazing. The revelation was mind-blowing. Every single question was answered. Every propaganda and blackmail was nailed. There is nothing remaining again. If you are still a Biafran and you are living in doubt, sorry, we cannot help you. If you are a Biafra and today you are still doubting, you are still confused, you are doomed and we can't help you. The yesterday revelation was amazing. It was a blockbuster. And I urge everybody to go back and watch that program. More especially on the audio that we are played. Why things are happening the way it is happening. So many things have been happening, so many lies, blackmail, propaganda. So many things have been said on different forums. And people think that the government doesn't know what they're doing. The government have more information that you can ever imagine, even some that we are not played already. There are so many information that the government have. They can't share with the public because it's not necessary. The objective of the government is not to demonize anybody, is not to destroy anybody, is not to fight against Biafra. Our target is to bring down the zoological republic. That is the target. And the government will continue to focus on the zoo. What you have to think about is your own contribution. What sacrifice are you making to see that your freedom comes? What is your own sacrifice for the Biafran freedom? Sacrifice is something you will do without expectation, something you will give up. You give up something without expecting something back. That is sacrifice. When you sacrifice, you don't expect thank you. When you sacrifice, you don't expect somebody to come and praise you and glorify you or give you payment or reward you. When you're waiting for reward, that is not sacrifice. I ask you once again, as a Biafran, what sacrifice are you ready to make for Biafra? That thing you are doing, you call sacrifice. Think again, is it really a sacrifice, or you are just doing it for your selfish interest? You are doing it for your own personal interest and selfish interest, and you call it sacrifice. Think and think again what you are doing. I want to share with you once again another mind-blowing section. You will see the mindset of Biafrans and the opinion of the Biafran people, what they have to say. And you are going to learn a lot from the question that were asked and the words of the Biafrans. Let us listen to that replay. Share this program to everyone around you so that they can join and follow us along. Let's watch. But when you speak about issues that matter as an advice, they will never share it. They won't even tell it to anybody. They come to your platform when they see that you are not discussing somebody, they go away. When they come to the platform, they see that that platform is not about saga and propaganda. They go away. They want to know the latest confusion in the struggle. That is what some of us are interested in. They want to know if these people are failing. They are going to fail. They're not going to stand. What are you going to gain? If you disrupt and delay it, because stop it, you cannot stop coming of Biafra. But when you disrupt and delay it, you are equally delaying yourself. When you are delaying the coming of Biafra with your propaganda, your blackmail, your lies, you are equally delaying yourself. You think you are doing it to me, or you are doing it to Dr. Ngozi Orakweze, or you are doing it to Mazi Samuel Eko, Mazi Nnamdi. No, you are doing it to yourself. You are doing it to yourself. The earlier we begin to look at the positive side of things, the better for us. And I have said it all the time that it is not mandatory that everybody must fight for Biafra. There is no law that says every one of us must be involved in this fight. No. If you know you can't handle it, peacefully walk away. Gently, walk away. It is not, don't force yourself into it. Because when you force yourself into it, you don't handle it. At the end of the day, you begin feeling pressure. You will be looking for people who offend you and those who did not offend you. Everything that anybody says will be against you. Because you don't know why you are here. But if you know why you are here, for the restoration of Biafra, you know why you are in the agitation, you know why you are in this restoration, you will know that every hand must be on deck. And you will focus on your own area of jurisdiction. Do it and do it well. You will not be master of, jack of all trade and master of none. That area you have chosen, focus on it. Do it and do it well. It doesn't matter whether you are recognized or you're not recognized, whether you are praised or not, that doesn't really matter. As we said yesterday about sacrifice, when we were speaking about sacrifice yesterday, it is something you give up without expectation. You just give it out. That is what sacrifice is all about. When you sacrifice something, you don't expect to get it back again. No. You don't expect to get it back. It is something you give up. You give it and forget about it and move on. So, but what we see in this restoration of Biafra, even when people confess sacrifice, I sacrifice this, I sacrifice that. At the end of the day, you sacrifice a goat to the gods, and you are still looking for that goat to take back home. What kind of sacrifice is that? What sacrifice have you given? That you are demanding for praises, you are demanding for position, you are demanding for respect and honor. You are not the one to tell us. You are not the one to dictate for us and tell us that we should respect you or we should appreciate you because you have sacrificed. You don't. You don't demand for such. You earn it. You earn it. When you sacrifice, the people you know, they will earn it. They will know. They will know by themselves. And they will keep your respect for you when the time comes. But when you force yourself into it, you begin to make demands about it. It shows that it is about your personal interest. And there's nothing to do with sacrifice with what you're doing. It doesn't matter how you paint it. Once you begin to make demands or begin to remind us, it has nothing to do with sacrifice anymore. It is about your personal ego and interest. But unfortunately, some of us are very cunning and deluded. And some of us cannot be able to put words together. Should I say we have a lot of ignorant people in this very course we are pursuing? There are so many of us who doesn't even think before they talk. You get an information, a half-done information, a half-cooked information, a half-baked information, and you run with it and begin to preach it. Some will begin to respond to a word without even knowing if what they are responding to is true or not. When you see a report from somebody, except you hear from the horse's mouth, there's no point to respond. Don't be too quick to respond. Don't be too quick to respond to issues. Don't be too quick. And it is not every matter that you must respond to. There are some issues that you must not even pay attention to. It doesn't matter who said it. It doesn't matter how they said it. It doesn't matter where it was said. There are some issues you must not pay attention to. Let the person speak until their kingdom come. You move ahead. At a stage, the person will come back to his senses and ask himself, why is this guy not talking about me? Why is this woman not talking about me? Ignore them and move on. Today we have something to do. Presenting Biafra to the whole world as the remedy to the atrocities of the zoo. We cannot be creating another zoo and we are talking about getting out of the zoo. And that is why we must not respond to every idiotic statements that we see. There are some idiotic words you see, you won't respond to them. And learn to be patient. When you ask a question, exercise patience and wait for your answer. Today, the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orebweze, is going to be live with all the members of the cabinet by 7 p.m. to respond to your questions again today. That is what a leader does. It is going to happen today. And wherever you are, make sure you don't miss that program. 7 p.m., make sure you don't miss it. If you don't have data, go and buy data now. Put your data. For those who are using data. If you're using Wi-Fi and your Wi-Fi is not stable, go and make it stable. Prepare. 7 p.m. The Deputy Prime Minister, I'm going to stream it. I will stream it live in all my platforms. It will be streamed live. Apart from streaming it, it is important that you come into the Zoom and ask your question. It is going to happen today by 7 p.m. The Deputy Prime Minister and every member of the cabinet, we are going to be live today to respond to the questions of Biafra. It's question and answer section. A question and answer section. So it is a free time for you to ask your questions. Any question that is bothering you, you come forward and ask your question. And I believe after this very question and answer session today, so many things will begin to happen. We have come a very long way, and we are getting to the end of the road. No matter the destruction you are seeing today, the obstacles you are seeing right, left, and center, it is going to end. And I bet you it is going to end well. As I have always said, my support for the United States of Biafra is born out of my own personal conviction. From the time I committed myself to speak about the restoration of Biafra, right from the time of Mazen Nandekano up to this moment, I have always worked with my own personal conviction, not because of what somebody says or tells me. Nobody tells me what to say or what to do. At my age, I should be able to sit down, think, make suggestions, and decide on what to do. At my age, I should be able to discern and know the truth on what is not the truth. It doesn't matter how anybody pretends. There are sometimes you can't pretend. That is when I see some certain attitude and character that people display at their age, and somebody want to excuse them for not knowing what they are doing, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. People intentionally choose a path for themselves. Just like when somebody come and tells you, I don't know what is right and wrong, I don't know the truth, who is that? You can't. If you say you can't be able to differentiate between good and evil, you don't know the truth and lie, it means your heart is corrupted. Because you cannot have a corrupted mind and you'll be able to identify the truth. You can't. But when you have a clean and pure heart, it will be as easy as ABC for one to know the truth. Even when somebody is speaking to you, before the person completes that statement, you can be able to tell if he or she is lying or telling the truth. So the best way for you to be able to identify the truth is to keep your heart clean. Once your heart is clean and pure, you can be able to identify truth and lie. But when you have a corrupted heart, there's every tendency that you'll always be attracted to lies as the truth. And also, I admonish everyone to take your time before you respond to issues. It is better to be a good listener, be a listener, than a talker. Just be patient, listen to people, listen attentively, and digest what you have heard. Confirm before you speak. There are so many voice messages I've heard, I've seen, so many voice messages that are sent to me, and when I listen to them, I'll be wondering. It is a lesson. For me, those voice messages I get are helping me to understand the attitude and character of men and how human beings respond to issues. It is not meant for broadcast. So many informations I get is meant for me personally. I use it for myself. And I learn a lesson from it to know how people respond and how they behave. I don't use it for propaganda or blackmail to somebody or whatever. I don't do that. Except when it becomes necessary that you should use it for a lesson to others. I can use it and teach. But to use it against somebody, no, I don't. Because at the end of the day, in this world of AI, you can never know what is A and what is B. It's difficult to be able to ascertain. Only few of us can be able to dictate, that has the equipment to dictate when there's a fake information on AI, on audio, on picture, on video. If you're not very savvy in the issue of these online things and IT, you can be able to dictate. In the present time, everything is possible. You can do anything with your cell phone. You can create anything. My fellow Biafrans, we must have to continue to focus on the project of Biafra, the United States of Biafra. It is our duty to present it to the world and let the world know that this is the only solution to the atrocities in Nigeria today. the bad economy, the insecurity, the human rights abuse in Nigeria today that is overwhelming. They can continue to turn a blind eye to it, but the only solution remains the United States of Biafra, and we have to present ourselves as a good example to the world. That is why we have to mind the battle we're engaging. At a time, Mazi Simon himself warned. He said, do not attack anybody that is fighting for Biafra. Do not. It doesn't matter how you feel. Do not. That was one of the last instructions he gave to us, more especially those of us on media. Those of us on United States of Biafra media. There was a time he warned. One of his last messages, he warned us seriously. Do not attack anybody that is in this very struggle, either in or out. But today, when you see what the people are doing, and some of them are doing their platform, you'll be wondering if they were ever ready for this mission, or they came here for their own personal interest. But obviously, the answer is in your hand. You can answer that question then and choose where you belong, or what you're going to do, or what you will listen to. You're welcome, my brother Greg. Thank you for joining, Greg. Good to have you today.
Good morning, Juice.
Good morning, my brother.
Thank you as well. Thank you for your good job. Good morning, Biafrans all over the world. We thank God this morning for our life and the life of Mazi Namdekano. We pray God for more strength in his life and health. We send to Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. We pray for more strength and health in his life.
You see?
And all the Biafra people who are fighting for the Biafra all over the world, we pray for Dr. Ngozi Arabeze for more life and strength and protection.
See?
And all the medias all over the world, and the cabinets, and the people who are fighting with all their heart for the freedom of the Biafra and freedom of men that need freedom. Yes, the topic this morning is presenting the world, presenting Biafra to the world. Presenting Biafra to the world. Yes. Then the coming many questions. We all fighting for Biafra restoration and trying to present it to the world. So the question here to us first that are fighting for the freedom is, how do you present your Biafra to the world? How do you present that land, that country you are dreaming of to be? How do you bring it to the world? How do you show the world that yes, indeed, we want to truly be free? How do you show to the world that indeed what we are accusing Nigeria and our reason for leaving Nigeria is true? How do you present to the world that indeed, if we today become a country on our own, that those things that we are running away from in Nigeria will not repeat in our land? How do you present the country Biafra they are fighting for to convince the world that indeed you are ready to be free? So that is the very big job that our people have to start asking their questions to themselves, and not just asking yourself or myself or anybody asking himself the question, but putting it directly in action. That if I tell my friend in my working place that I want a country in my own, from starting from that my working place, they can write good story about me and say this man come from Biafra, and this is the kind of people these Biafra people want to be, because you tell them the negative things that Nigeria have been doing and the reasons you want to leave. Because they will ask you, why do you want to divide from Nigeria? You tell them that these people are terrorists, that the country is corrupt, that the leaders are corrupt. So, but maybe in that your working place, that you are presenting all those cases, you are showing them those things that you are criticizing that their government is doing, which is not a good sign to show that indeed those things you are criticizing, you are not doing them. So we have to present ourselves, make sure that wherever we go, we present the Biafra exactly what we are and what we want to be. And that is how we can start in the first place to stop presenting the world to the Biafra. So the inner Biafra have to start working it out. How do you present the Biafra to the world? When you bring eggs and when you every day what you see in the internet is my brother would die, all his family be wiped away, all his generation will never come again, and the world are listening. Is these the people who are criticizing Nigeria that the Nigerians are killing them? And they are still killing them, not themselves, not only with gun, but they're killing themselves with the diabolic and charms. How do you present the world your Biafra you are fighting for? So that is the question. It's not just that they're killing you, and you want the world to know that they are killing you. But what you are killing, the ones you are doing yourself, for every smallest provocation or whatever, you bury that your brother or your sister alive. How do you present the Biafrans to the world? That is the question. So I wish there will be a question mark in this very presentation before we can go to the world itself. So that is my message, and that is my question. So when we come and we are talking to the world about our people, yes, we must be very, very ready and show the world that indeed we want to go. How do you present the world? Present Biafra to the world when only you are a finance minister, they ask you, we have been declared Biafra. Let us sit down that all the money brothers and sisters contributed all over the world. We want to know if those people that send this money, if those money indeed truly come, so that we will know the people, all those things that people are talking, they're donating, are they indeed, or we are just people are coming to the donation and mocking us? Because you tell us you are sponsoring this Biafra on your own, with your finance. So that means those money we are hearing on donation days are not coming. And he busted out and said, go to hell, Nukompums, Calatat, Achikote people. That is what you call your family. You present them to the world, and you started going a different way. Is that how you present the people, the world, the Biafrans to the world? Is that how you can lead us? Is that how you can lead Biafra? Is that how Biafra can be independent? That shows that what had been happening in Nigeria, you want to lay the same foundation in the new nation you are looking for. And that is why we say, no, I am not living in this country for many years today that because I love it, not at all, but because I have no option. I remember when one Turkish German player, he played for German German national team. I don't know what happened. So they had problem with him, and he ran back to his country straight, Turkey, and they welcomed him with him because he have a place to run to. Because he have a place to run to, he still have a home. So you are a Biafran. Where will you run to? You as a Biafran, all Where do you run to? You have no choice. So you must accept it. So I have no choice. That is why I'm still where I am. Because I have nowhere to run to. So my brother, choose. We will continue fighting until God change. Our own is to come here to preach the message. We preach the message to our people. At the same time, we preach the message to the world. We present Biafra. My question this morning, when you were talking, I was asking myself, in Ukraine, why are the Western people? I don't know, because in this question, and before I proceed, I want you to give me an idea before I will talk what is in my mind. I want to really know exactly the reason why. What is the European and America? So what is their own destiny in Ukraine? What are they pursuing for? Why are they spending billions? You see how many billions that Trump said they want to retrieve back for Ukraine? So why must America go extra mile to spend such billions to make sure that Russia leave Ukraine? So what is their concern in Ukraine? And what is the concern for the Western world in Africa? Or let me use our Biafra in person. So can you differentiate and tell me what is why did they want to die in Ukraine? Can you please give me, because I want us to value these two this thing just for 10 minutes or 5 minutes. So can you please help me to tell me that this is why the Europe and America really want Ukraine? Please, can you please a little bit German will say a clear. Can you please just a little bit help me out?
On the issue of Ukraine, I do not like to go into international politics most of the time, but that issue of Ukraine, all I see there is a globalist agenda that is being pushed by the West. And the politics they are playing with Ukraine is only to use Ukraine to get at Russia. They want to use Ukraine to get at Russia. And when you look at the in-depth of the very problem, you see that the globalists are, the Russia are on different page. They are not on the same page with this globalist. They are not on the same page. Russia are on their own. The same thing when you talk about China. So China are also on their own lane. So, but the West are trying to drag Russia into their globalist agenda, trying to force the hand of Russia by going against everything I've agreed in the past. Because the major issue was that Ukraine must not join the NATO or whatever, which is an agreement that was written even before Ukraine was created, that they will not join NATO. But all of a sudden, they went back on that and they began to push Ukraine just to use them to get at Russia. And the United States under Democrats, of course, you know, they are the one championing the globalist agenda. That was why they fought Trump with everything they had. They fought him with blackmail, with their media. And up to today, they are still fighting him. Because Trump on his own is not part of their globalist agenda. His own mindset is totally different. Somehow, when you look at Trump, the way his own mind of thinking, he's focusing on his own country. And when he say make America great, focus on America and not focusing on other countries and whatever they do or how they do their things. In as much as we know that the U.S. has an upper hand and they stand at the war police, whether you like it or not. But still yet, you cannot use because of that position, you begin to manipulate people and push things that are not necessary, that are not needed, and force people against their will. It is because of that same globalist agenda that they have decided to make Africa what it is today, pushing Africa, forcing them by force to embrace what is not their culture. So that globalist agenda is on different angles. And when you look at Russia, Russia is not part of them, and Russia is having a different mindset altogether with whatever they are doing. And the Ukraine become the willing tool in the hand of the West. Those globalists become a willing tool in their hand to perpetrate that evil. And that their president gave that opportunity to them, and they use Ukraine. Today, look at how Ukraine has become. And as Chukwu Okarema has it, that their order, the world order they want to create, was crushed by the new order of Trump. And they can no longer fly. So when you see revelations that are coming today, looking at it and pointing at the way the United States itself have been sponsoring terrorism across the world, even they have been hiding it, but it's no longer something that's hidden. Today, Trump is making it open. Every single atrocities they have played a role in, is making it open. That is why the whole system is changing. When we talk about the new order, that is it. In the new order, you don't hide anything. It's just in the open. You do it and do the right thing. That's all I can say in that very issue of Ukraine and the West.
Yes. Well, you spoken your own view, but I have a completely different view, and I know that as long as I'm here, seeing what is playing out, the America and Europe is afraid of Russia. They are afraid of Russia because Russia have a nuclear weapon. And they feel because Russia have a nuclear weapon that is very, very powerful, that Russia is a threat to America and to the Europe. And they have been trying to make sure that Russia reduces its nuclear head for years. And America have not reduced their nuclear head at all. And Russia have been helping China to help Iran and some North Korea. And Europe feel, because of the Second World War, that Russia is still a threat in their domot. So that is why they formed this gang, NATO. So they are uniting NATO. And this NATO, because when you come to the Europe here, you find that they have the same value. Russia and Ukraine are brother. That is obvious. They have the same religion, the same culture. Russia and Ukraine, they almost have the same language. It's only a dialect that divides them, because Kazakhstan, Russia, Ukraine, Russia, and the main Russia themselves. So they have everything, both religion. This Christianity that is in Russia, they are this Church of the East. The Church of the East is what is in Russia and what is in in Ukraine. The Orthodox. So they are the same thing. They are not the same with the one that is in Rome, that is Catholic Church. Even though the third teaching is the same thing, but it's different government. So the Russia and the Ukraine are having the same thing. So they have no reason to fight war in the first place. But it's only because Russia and America are dragging the superpower. And Europe, every part of Europe, because of Second World War, is afraid of Russia. So that is why when you come to Germany, they have American barrack, American militaries here all over Europe, mainly in this country, Germany. I think it's the Trump that called most of them, almost half of them back. But some of them are still here. The same thing in France, the same thing in most of the European countries. German militaries are here, but it was when Trump came. Why are they here? They are here to protect Germany. They are here to protect France. So then it was when Trump said, we are there protecting them and we're using our money. We will call them back. So if they want us to be there, they will be paying our military. That is why they left. Trump called them. Most of them, many of them go back. Even some of them didn't want to go. Some resign, and because the German life have mastered them, they prefer to live here. So why I bring this? Why I bring this in? Why we present the Biafrans to the world? So they value the threat that is not even there, because all of them are Christians. No Russia is killing any more a German because he is a Roman Catholic or a Protestant. No. They have fast, the same kind of culture and religion. But when you come in our land, they tell you have no reason to fight for your freedom. When the threat, there is no threat that Russia posed to Germany, France. You listen, if it is not only political threat, that doesn't make nothing. None of them fight because Germans, Ukrainians are all full here because of maybe the economy is a little bit low. So what I'm trying to say is why the world is neglecting the Africa and why the world neglect what is happening in Biafra, because forcing you to have the same kind of different people, forcing you together. The people that it doesn't have the same value, the people that it doesn't have the same religion, it doesn't have the same culture. There's nothing that makes you to be the same thing with the Fulani that are cleaners or value. But Europeans, like Britain, are forcing you to be with them. Why Britain pull out of European Union? Why did they pull out of European Union? Because European Union was inviting the Middle East, some of those Middle East, something like Romania, Bulgaria, some of all those Yugoslavian districts, some of those places that are not, the economy is not vibrant. So Europe was trying to unite them, bringing them into Europe, so that they will be coming in without visa, and they can come in and stay and work. That is why Britain pulled out, because it doesn't want somebody to enter into their country anyhow, or to tell them what to do. The Europe will not tell them what to do. Just like Europe instruct Finland, pressurize Finland to go and arrest Simon Ekpa. These are the kind of control that British didn't want. They made them to pull out of Europe. But they want to pressurize you to accept what is not, that they know that they cannot work. So, and now they are pressurizing the Biafrans to live with the Europe, with the Fulanese that doesn't have the same culture, who doesn't have the same religion, who doesn't have the same value. Nothing brings us together, not just nothing. And they are trying to force us to live with these people. So that is why I'm saying, that's why I asked that question. Because when you evaluate the risk that the Europeans are facing with the Russia, you find out that it's 0%. Then you find out the percent of risk that the Biafrans are facing with the Fulanese. You find out that the risk is 100%, and nobody's talking about it. So that is the area. That's my purpose of asking that very question. And nobody is talking. So we are presenting to the world what is happening to us. That we doesn't have the same value with these people, not the same religion, not the same culture, nothing make us to be one. So why must Britain force us to be one Nigeria, which they know that cannot work? So that is the area that is the area that I'm going. And they know they cannot, what we tolerate every day, they cannot tolerate 0.5% of it and remain in one country with those people. It is not possible. Because they don't want to remain in one union with Russia because they feel threats with Russia. And Russia never threw any bomb at them or terrorized them since after the Second World War. Even before the First World War, Russia never gone against any of them. Russia had been there. It was Hitler that caused the Second World War, not Russia. But they are still fighting, trying to tell that Russia is a threat to them. So that is why I asked that question. So the world must understand why we want to live and why Biafra must go. So that is the what I'm trying to the point I try to make this morning from presenting the Biafra to the world. So yeah, I say then we'll go back home. If we, I don't know if I should continue. I want to say something.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. So we'll go back home in our land. That they are using the Biafra governors, like them Soludo and the rest of them. You know, it is something that they cannot stop. My problem is this. It's because of what happened. I didn't know that by now that Biafrans, we have not captured some areas and know 100% that this area, both the governors and anything that is no more in charge of it. So that is what this guy did after this declaration hurt my mind. And we have to start afresh again. So, because when you check what is happening in Anambra today, and what happened in Imo and some every part of Biafra land, you pity us. Because how can you say, because the information you read just now, that they are going to close the 6 main markets in Anambra State in the name of they are looking for fake drugs or drug whatever. So you can get those things by asking people to close their shops for 2 weeks, for you to get drugs. So how do you get the drugs when people close their shops? So you see that is complete a way to dehumanize people and make the economy go down, and in a way to try to kill us with hunger. But when IPOB say sit down for 1 or 2 days, they will tell you that the economy of the whole East is dying. Yeah, Nnamdi is killing it. Simon Ekpa is destroying the economy of the East. But when they say 2 weeks economy, you can never hear any media, anybody write against it and say, why must you impose 2 weeks closed shops? What will the people eat? They are not asking that kind of question. So it is the one that is the people who are fighting for the benefit of those people now is the people they are attacking, only just to present the whole world that these people are evil. They are not fighting for you. They are killing you with hunger. They are telling you no movement. They are telling you this, telling you that, and some fools will buy it. So now they are putting 2 weeks for you to sit out, for you to close your shops. I want to see where people will protest, and where the media, the whole evil media in Nigeria will carry it and ask questions. Why must the federal government or the people close their shop? Because they are looking for drug. So if they know the shop where the drug is, why didn't they go direct there? They will use military to harass our people, to make them to be afraid that anytime they see military, they will think that what happened in 1967 is still coming to happen again. And that is what Simon Ekpa tried to remove that fear from our people. And the governors who use those military to kill their people and harass them and molest them, only for them to be on top, is bringing those military to use them to harass our people. There is no other thing they are coming there to do, only to use the military and police to intimidate the people they are ruling. So that whenever if they are blowing their sardine and going, you will jump inside the gutter, and they will go wherever they want to go, because you're not supposed to be in the same road with them. They are the African god. So that is the reason why you see all those things happening in our place. And we see what the media and the Nigerian media will say about it. Thank you, my brother, for now.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you for that wonderful contribution. You have spoken well, and Biafrans have to be taking notes. Everything we are saying here is for the sake of our nation, the United States of Biafra. We cannot build another zoo. We cannot build another zoo. Every single one of us must always focus on our collective interests. Let us forget about our selfishness and self-centered attitude in the way we do things. There is a division of labor in what we are doing. Fingers are not equal. Every one of us have their areas of specialities. Whatever area you found yourself, kindly work effectively on that area. Give your best. Give your best. It's a free will service. Give your best. And it is not compulsory. If you know you cannot handle it, you cannot work, you can quietly walk away. It is not mandatory. There is no law that says every Biafra must engage in this. Nobody. No, it's not possible. We know there are people who will not have that capacity to be part of the struggle. That does not mean that you're not a Biafran, It doesn't remove anything from you. But if you have that capacity to participate and do one thing or the other, do not hesitate. If you have that capacity and you refuse to do something, that is where the problem comes, because we are keeping record. Nobody's going to drive you away from Biafra, but when the time comes, you will be rewarded according to your deed. For everything that we are doing today, there is a record. More especially in this era that this is not 1967. In 1967, even with the absence of the media, we still have some records today. Even with the absence of the social media in 1967, today we still have some records. You can talk about people, how they acted, what they did. How much more now that we have social media? And I know that in 1967, if we had social media, you will see more saboteurs and more people that performed on one area or the other. There are people that played some very strong role, but nobody heard about them. But in this 21st century, we are in 2025, and I bet you every single thing is documented. Whatever you do, how you do it, where you do it, wherever you stand, how you supported Biafra, the records are there. More especially those of us who are coming online, talking, commenting. The record is there for you. And it will stand for you or against you when the time comes. As long as you are from the old Southeastern region, you are a Biafran. No matter what you call yourself, no matter your religion, no matter your race, no matter your orientation, no matter your ideology or your belief or whoever you think you support or you follow, you are a Biafran. And at the end of the day, we will all go back home to Biafra land. And whatever thing we have done, we will give account to our stewardship. A time is going to come when you are going to be asked. During that time, when Biafrans were fighting for their freedom, what did you do? The question is going to come from your children. The question is going to come from your neighbors. The question will come from every angle. At the end of the day, when we all return back home, that question will always come up. When we were fighting for our independence, what was your role? What were you doing? Where were you? Then you can be able to give evidence of where you were, what you did, or how you performed. These things will continue to come out. My fellow Biafrans, you must not allow anybody to intimidate you. Don't allow anybody to intimidate you. In this very struggle, everybody have a role to play. I have a role to play. Given to me by Chukwu Okike Abiam. You have a role to play. Given to you by Chukwu Okike Abiam. Every single one of us have a role to play. To serve Biafra. Either on the negative side or on the positive side. That is where the difference comes. There are people who are going to be in this struggle, but on the negative side. They will be remembered for the negative things they did. And there are people who will be remembered for the positive side. For the positive thing they did. Today, there is never a time you will write the story of Biafra without remembering Uwazirike. But the question is, what role did he play and how are you remembering him? There is no way you will write a comprehensive story of the Biafran struggle and you will not remember what is it called? The White lawyer. You will always remember him. But the question is, how is he remembered? The same way, the former deputy of Mazen Nandekano, there's no way you will write the history and you not remember him. You will also remember him. But the question is, how is he remembered? How is he remembered? That same question goes to you. How will you be remembered when the time comes to write the history of Biafra? Are you going to be remembered as a blackmailer of your own people? Are you going to be remembered as a betrayer of your own people? Are you going to remember as one of those who always engage in saga, distraction? How will you be remembered? When that time comes, when we will give account to our stewardship, how will you be remembered? It is a question that every one of us will continue to ask ourselves and answer it on our silent time. For every single thing we do, there will be a reward for it. Some people today are destroying what we collectively build together because of their hatred for a particular person. Because of your hatred for one person, you decide to destroy what Biafrans collectively agreed and built together because of your ego, your envy, and jealousy. Today, we see somebody will stand up and speak and begin to contradict what every Biafran have agreed. On the 29th of November 2024, we come out together and we announce the declaration. We all collectively declared Biafra on the 29th. It is on video. Biafrans, more than 500 Biafrans were there when the declaration was made. People of the world were watching it live on the 29th of November 2024. Our grievances were read. The deputy prime minister came up and she said, on behalf of our prime minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko, I hereby declare that from today onwards, we are moving from Brigi and we begin to answer the United States of Biafra. It happened on the 29th. Everybody watch it. But today, because of envy, jealousy, greed, and hatred, somebody will come and stand on the podium and say that the Biafra was declared on the 2nd of December. Shamelessly, a lie for the pit of a lie that even a child will not tell. And that is the problem. When you are dealing with people who are shameless, how can you shame the shameless? You cannot shame the shameless. Something that is in the public, people signed up for it. The whole world saw it. International dignitaries attended that program. International dignitaries attended that very program on the 29th of November 2024. And somebody who came to give himself title will come, stand on the podium and begin to declare that Biafra was declared on the 2nd. A lie from the pit of hell. And this will now take me to the Ambazonia people. We saw a write-up that was posted by the Ambazonian people, and whoever is in charge of their press, whoever is making that write-up for them should be very careful. That person should be very, very careful, because this was the same mistake that Cho Ayoba made until he corrected himself. Initially, Cho Ayoba was being deceived by the DOS. He was being deceived by the DOS when they dragged him to their media and all whatnot. And later on, when he saw the truth, he came back to our Prime Minister, Master Simon Ekpa, and strengthened his way, and things began to work the way it's supposed to work. Today, we are seeing the same thing playing out. So, those of our brothers in Ambazonia, I believe they are watching our program. Likewise, we are watching theirs. And we advise them to observe very well before they make a post. If they are not sure of what they are doing, it is better they just stay away. Stay away and focus on their Ambazonia issue. If they are confused and they are not sure of information they're going to pass, they can equally stay away. Focus on their Ambazonian struggle. It doesn't stop us from anything. it doesn't destroy our relationship with them. Whatever confusion they are having, and they feel that they can't be able to speak in a manner that is supposed to, or they feel that they cannot be able to discern and know what is right and what is wrong, they should not drag themselves into mud. We saw a post they made when they were claiming their lobbies talked, and they were mentioning the name of a man who was representing Biafra. And they are still using Brigi. They were using Brigi, and they mentioned the name of somebody, an imposter. They mentioned a nickname and an imposter. It is sad. With all the revelations we have made so far, with all the facts in the public, if somebody could still go on to begin to write in such manner, it is a shame. And I hope our Ambazino brothers will retrace their step and do the right thing. We are no longer in Brigi. Brigi has been officially dissolved by the United States of Biafra under our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. From the moment Biafra was declared, the United States of Biafra takes over. And recently, officially, for those who will say they will not know, it was posted by the Deputy Prime Minister that officially Brigi has been dissolved. We are now in the United States of Biafra. And what we have is a Deputy Prime Minister. We do not have acting Prime Minister. What we have is a Deputy Prime Minister, and she is Dr. Ngozi Orabweze, piloting the affairs of Biafra. The information is in the public. The verification, just all you need to do is apply your common sense, and you will see the structure of the Biafran government, whether you are a Biafran or you're not a Biafran. The structure of the government is very, very open and clear. So for the Ambazonians to begin to write such in a such manner, I pray they don't make the mistake Cho Ayoba made before, even though he corrected himself when he discovered that the DOS have lost it. I don't know why it is always very hard for the black people to identify the truth, or sometimes because of what they will eat, or friendship, because of friendship, because of personality and ego, you close your eye to truth, even when the truth is very, very clear and overwhelming. And this is very common with our people, the blacks. You will see truth, something that you know that this thing is the truth. But because of your own self, what you will gain, or because of your friend, the man is from your village. Oh, this is my person. I used to talk with him all day. Oh, we have been together for a very long time. You see the man derail. Instead of you to call the person attention and take yourself away from that shame, you will fall into the ditch with the person because of your personal interest or personal connection you have with the person. Because the person is your brother, your sister, your mother, your uncle, your village person. We have always made that mistake, but it is not right. As I'm here speaking to you, any day I derail and walk away and begin to do something that is wrong and you don't call my attention, you join me in doing that, you're a fool. You're a fool. That is why I say in this platform, what we do is to open the truth for you. The choice is yours to make. I will not be held responsible for whatever you do in the future or whatever happens to you. No. But I will be responsible for everything I say here. Whatever I say, I will defend it. Even in my dream, wherever you call me, I will repeat the same thing. But you that is out there listening, while you are making your own suggestion, make sure you are convinced. Don't say it is just because of what I said. What I do here and my fellow partners here do, what we do is to bring out information for you to digest, to help you to dissect issues, to make you to reach to the level that you cannot be able to reach on your own. Get information. At the end of the day, you put them together and then you reach the conclusion and make your choice. Then whatever choice you make at the end, you are responsible, not me. You are responsible for whatever decision you make. I'm not going to force you to take a decision, do this. Or, no, I will not force you. You are entitled to your opinion, and you're entitled to make your decision. There's no way we'll be fighting for freedom and independence. I will be forcing somebody to obey what I say or agree with me. No, I don't force you. Freedom of association is one of the things that we signed for. We signed up for during the declaration. Freedom of association. And we can't be talking about human rights for people to express themselves, and I will be holding somebody ransom to believe me or to take what I don't do that. I will give you my point. I tell you reasons, give you reasons why this thing should be this way. It's left for you to apply your own common sense and do it. So when I saw that write-up that was written by the Ambazonian people, mentioning a name, using a name that has been dissolved to represent Biafra, and the person that was mentioned there is a nickname. The person have come out and said that this thing you are calling is not. I don't even know the name of the person. That is why I don't even mention his name, because I don't know which one they call. The person has not come to even clarify. We don't even know his qualification. We don't know his credentials, where he is, where he belongs. And Ambazonia people will be using that name to represent Biafra. It is better if they can be able to read between the lines or know the right thing to do, they better focus on their own issues. When they release their press release, we are working together. We will help them and share it. We will continue to work together. When Master Samadako comes out, since that is when they will get clarity, then they can begin to make a unitary write-up like that. But they should refrain from including anything that doesn't have to do with us. We are in the United States of Biafra, declared on the 29th of November, 2024. And their own representative was there, and we signed. The person that put her signature there was Dr. Ngosha Rebweze. It is on video. I still have the video here. How can you be in that very program? You saw her signed on behalf of the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Eba. Then as a COS. And today, the government have moved on. And we are now in the United States of Biafra, which was declared that day. And she is now the Deputy Prime Minister. We don't have anything called acting Prime Minister. Neither do we have anything called Briggy anymore. Briggy ended from the day the declaration was made, which their own representative attended. I don't know who did this to we black people. That sometimes we cannot stand our ground, stand our own ground, know the truth, forget about whether your father, your mother, your friend, or your uncle. I will not say because you are the one that introduced me here, or you took me to a place, then you begin to do wrong, I follow you. I don't do that. Once you abandon the right thing, I will leave you and walk away and follow those who are on the right path. I hope they will get this message. You're welcome, my brother Max. Thank you so much for joining us, Max. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining. Before you get into the program, let's allow Greg to give a comment. Greg, make a comment on this very issue I spoke about, and then brother Max can take the mic.
Yes, my brother Max, you're welcome. Welcome, my brother. God bless you this morning. Yes, my brother, choose, may God never allow me to follow the wrong track or see the truth and call it lie. May I never follow darkness and leave the light. And that is my prayer to Biafrans, to any person that is listening. You know, it is a thing, people don't know that it is also a prayer request in life. It is not easy for a man to live right or to follow right thing. You have to put it as a prayer. And God will help you to do that. Most of the time, people do evil and enjoy it, and later they regret, not because of honor, but because they did not see it as a thing that they have to pray for God to help them to come out of it. You know, when somebody come out on 29th November 2024, Biafra was declared, and somebody will come out on something that the whole world experienced. Both the enemies and friends of Biafra experienced 29th of November 2024 as the day Biafra was redeclared. And somebody that was in that event, whether he liked it to be declared or not. And most of them that signed, put their pen on the signature on that very book that was signed on that 29th, will be following somebody that's want to cover truth and call it lie. I cannot understand it. Only for him to make a point, only for him to see the reason not to do the right thing, only for him to see the reason to an excuse for all his evil that he is doing. You know, so it's a pity that some people will be listening to them. It is a pity that people will be listening to them. I'm telling you the fact. But why sometimes you ask yourself, I don't know how the kind of the mind and spirit other people on this earth will have. Where somebody, we know that this thing is evil and he will be doing it. That this is evil. He will see somebody that didn't do anything and you kill him for no reason. He will see somebody that didn't do anything and will lie against him. Someone that he didn't do anything and you go and conspire against that person. So it can. That's why I say it needs a spirit for somebody to pray for him to come out of evil. It's true, because sometimes I cannot understand that somebody will see that what this person is telling him is truth, and he will he will looking for a way to get a reason to believe that lie that person is telling him, even though when he know that that thing is purely lie. You know, I was in the what do you call him? We go 247 program one day. So one guy entered the program and he asked Ugo 247. He said, why didn't he call the other people or to go to reconcile to them or to do this or do that? So you go ask him, have you have came here to talk to me? Have you been able to talk to those people? Or if though what those people are doing are good or bad? He refused to answer if what they are doing are bad. And you go ask him again. So okay, if you don't know if what they are doing are right or wrong, have you been able to talk to them? He tell you that the spirit led him to come to talk to you. Then that was when I was angry. I tell him, every time you people want to lie, you tell me that the spirit led you.
They will tell you their spirit said.
Yes, because somebody asked you two questions. What these people did, was that thing correct? Is it the right thing? Were they lying or they were not telling you the truth? And he didn't want to answer the question.
Thank
so
you
at
very
least,
much.
if those people were right, you tell her that those people were right and you are following them. And what they're doing is right. So if I'm following you today, coming to your program, and somebody come to me and ask me, why are you going to Chuk's program? I used to speak to that. Some of my people, I would tell them, I said, I go to Chuk's program because I don't want to go to the program where I will stand and they will be cursing and laying curses and telling, talking how you kill your brother or your sister, or laying curse against his generation or his whatever. That's the main reason I go there. So I go there because we'll talk about the thing that concern Biafra. That was my reason. And so now you come here, somebody asks you what that people you are following is, if what they're doing is right or wrong. He didn't want to answer. And then you ask him to go and talk. They ask you if you have talked to them. He said you came to go because the spirit lead you to come and talk to God. And the spirit did not lead you to come and talk to those people if what they are doing is right or wrong. At the end of the day, he came again back to Obi-Wan program. He did the same thing. So we bust him from that program. So imagine you that a man that have family, have children, will not stand up for something that is right or wrong and say, no, as I'm coming to your program, if there is a day, just like what you said now. I remember when I was growing, one of my uncle, he every time if we are playing, he will if we sight him coming with his car, we will run away. So because when you come where you're playing, you just park the car. Actually, what are you playing? Have you done this? Have you done that? Have you read your book? Have you done your assignment? So anytime we sight him coming, we will all run until he will pass. Then we'll start playing ball again. So one day he got out and he said, this thing I do, any day you will see my children and I do wrong thing and did not tell them, because I want you to be somebody. That's what I'm doing today. And all these ones we are going to, my children that you're going to be their elderly brother, if you not do listen to them, God will judge you. So as I'm coming to your program, you repeat, that's exactly what you said now. If you is going choose, is doing something that is not right, somebody who loves you must call you back and say, my brother, this thing you did is not good, in a manner that is supposed to be. Not somebody who will come and face you before he correct, he will say, God, do this, you will die, you will do this. Then that is no more correction. That is out of hate. But someone who loves you and say, my brother, no, this thing you did today is not good, or this is the way you're supposed to do it. This is where you're not supposed to be it. Then you say, okay, this is why I said what I said, or this is why this is what I did. Both of you see the reasons why it is good and why it's bad. That is how family and how society grow. You know, when you see your brother doing something bad, they call him with love and say, no, this area you're going is not good. Not with every hate and with every trait of life. That is not what the kind of Biafra we are looking for. So that is the issue. So we must change. We must repent. We need to change, and people need to tell themselves the truth, so that we cannot remain where we are going. And come to the Amazonian people. You know what? There's one thing with the black people. Anytime people come out of slave mentality, there are some people who are still following white people, like the slave during the time of the slavery. So anytime they come, they will wait until a white person tell them that this one is good and the other one is not good. If the people are honest with themselves, how can that man tell them that they are invited to the Trump's invitation and they did not even near anything, and that did not show them that the man is lying to them? Only did not prove to them that they are being deceived. How did they think that this man will want to? The man will want to a weaker person who know whom the man is actually working for. If he's working for the opposition, if he's not working for Nigeria, the so-called lobbyist. So that is the thing. So that Ambassador man or Ambassador person you're talking of is following these people because the lobbyists, because this man have been able to capture the lobbyists. So he believes these people that is following the lobbyists are the people who are going to the right direction, knowing that that man is deceiving them. They didn't know. Except if the one is the wise one that will know that is not everything that a white person tells you that is truth. He will be using your brain to know when somebody is deceiving you. But some of them don't do that. So that is the point. And some people who are following this man today are following him because this man is following the lobby. Nothing, asking themselves question. How can somebody they hired as a lobby come in taking a side How can you be telling me that an individual hired you, not the government? The government that hires you have a structure. And what are the structures of, what is the structure of that government that hires you? The structure is the CDOS and the Prime Minister. And he's telling me that somebody who they sent to come and represent, to sign that that agreement, that he signed on behalf of the government, is now the person that is the owner of the government. So, and your spirit is not telling that man is a deceiver. So, I can't understand people, but let them do whatever they want to do. At the end of the day, the truth must stand. So that is my submission on this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you for that amazing contribution. And I would like my beloved brother Max to go ahead and give us your own speech. Let's hear from you, bro Max.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mazi. Good morning from my little beautiful city of Gatanga in Upper East region of Ghana. Good morning to my Namoche, Mr. Craig. And is it Onyemechi that just came in right now? I say good morning to you as well. All the people in the comments section. Hey, uncle. Usue. Okay.
Don't speak, don't finish.
That's okay. That's okay. Good morning to each and every one of you in the comment section. Those that are listening to our voice this morning, if you are not there, I don't think we'll be able to preach and pass the information to the world the way it has been. It is through your support. That is the reason why this platform has gone wide and so many audience are watching it, and they are receiving the facts, the incontestable facts that the Biafran, regional Biafran people, the indigenous people have been given to them. And Chukwu Kiabiama will never allow each and every one of us to fail. It is only those that are bound to fail, that doesn't have genuine hearts to fight for the freedom and the liberation of their ancestral land. People that had different intentions and motives coming into this, fight for the recognition of the Biafran nation. People that has career, that in their mind, behind everything that they put forward for the Biafrans to see is a career intention, how much they are going to make using the suffering of our people in Biafra land. Those people will never last. You that is genuine will last. Irrespective of whatever they do, they will shine, they will blossom in the morning, but later in the afternoon, when the heat, the sunshine has struck, then they will begin to, shrink up, they will begin to wither. That is how it is. But for those that have the genuine heart to fight for their motherland or their ancestral land, those are the people that Chukwu Kikabiama, the spirit of agitation and freedom has taken over their lives. They think freedom, they think Biafra, they think the liberation of themselves and their land. These are the people that are still standing. And for those our brothers in Ambazonia, just like you told them, the sheep they cannot, because right now, whether we like it or not, there is the United States of Biafra presided, well managed and presided over by Dr. Ngozi Orabueze and his cabinet and ministers. There is another one that's still holding up to Biafran Republic government in exile, which we have discussed that Biafran Republic government in exile was like a shadow of a bigger thing that was about to come. And when that bigger thing came, that shadow was shifted aside. then the real United States of Biafra is there. And the signature, the person that, appended her signature on behalf of the Prime Minister is the person that is acting now, in that capacity as the Deputy Prime Minister, to steer this course forward. So if you do not know which one to follow, if you don't want to follow United States of Biafra, please wait for Prime Minister Simon Ekpa to come out. That is the only thing I would advise them. Because anything that you say today will be used against you in the court of law. Bear that in mind. Bear that in mind. And we don't want a situation, just like Mazichuk said, it happened before. History has a way of repeating itself. It happened before, and this one now, you did not learn. Cho Ayoba learned. He discovered that the people he was following had no kappa. They have nothing. They have no clout to do anything. He was just talking and talking, cha. Then he realized, he now came back to the pilot that time. We that were in the cockpit, we started in the cockpit. Yes, you understand? From the cockpit, we graduated to different things, and that is how you see the progress. You see, the progress was spontaneous. It was just climbing and climbing, and since that time, it hasn't stopped. How will you now go and follow a group that is dormant? A group whose acting prime minister cannot even make two, constructive sentences. Someone that doesn't have the political clout or the temerity, the vim to organize and speak to the world. Somebody that can be pushed around by a mere journalist, displacing him from his original position where he was before the journalist came there to meet him. They displace him from there. Is that the kind of person I'm going to follow? Someone that cannot even fight for himself. Mazen Namda kind of fought for himself before I joined him. And that is the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing today. Simon Ekpa, Prime Minister, came, he did the same thing. And I am with him. Dr. Anderson Rabeza has also come again now to take their position until they come out. And I'm also following him. People that are dormant, people that looks like stagnant water that doesn't move unless there is air, or you go in there and strike them for them to move. There is no life in the stagnancy. There is no life there. So if you cannot recognize the United States of Biafra as led by Dr. Anderson Rabeze, please stay out and stop from commenting things that you cannot defend when you are called upon to defend them. Please, you are our brothers. If you remember during the NCNC, you are our brothers. It is because of referendum or plebiscite that took you down to Cameroon. We still know the southern Cameroon, the English-speaking part of southern Cameroon, were with their brothers, their kith and kings in old eastern region. I don't know the reason why they went in there, and today they are now fighting just like the same way their kings and kin are also fighting for their own freedom. You see, so we share the same thing. Do not bring any disunity amongst us, because we are one people. We are Biafra. When you check the genes, there is no difference between the Ambazonians and the Biafrans. They are related. They are intermarried. In fact, your genes are the same. So don't come and write things that you cannot defend, things that you know, looking at what is going on, that are not correct. Therefore, my people, I use this opportunity to tell you that we are making great impact in the world. I saw on Daily Post, was it early yesterday, when they posted that the Deputy Prime Minister has written, informed officially to the zoo about the need for the recognition of the sovereign state of Biafra. Wait about this one, I would have go and prepare Egben Tutu. I think Mazi Chiefs, you know that Egben Tutu that our people normally use to celebrate this in the village. Egben Tutu. I could have go and prepare one Egben Tutu and sound it here. So they will not say that they don't know. And I believe also that that is how the existing government under General, you must bow. Under General, you must bow. That is my own. They call it Perima. I took a Perima. This one, you must buy. Whether you call him Ngozi or Abu Fulani, she is my Namoche. You call him Ngozi or Abu Nigeria, she's my own. I go take her. Just like the way I took the Igbo coup, the Christian Igbo coup, while it was the Nigerian young officer, military officer that conducted, simply because they want to target the Igbo-speaking Biafrans. They now Christian Igbo. The same way I am going to take this great daughter of Biafra that is writing. Her fingers has never rested. She is writing and communicating, and I do not know how that beautiful lady is doing it. I don't know. I don't know how she is doing all these things by herself. Please, my brothers, those her adjutants or lieutenants, please, you must do everything to support her. Support her, because her capacity might not be, the strength she has might not be, the same as a man. She needs support, total support, unfettered access for your own support to her. That is what I plead from each and every one of you. Okay? She is doing great. I also know her that she has written to Canada. Who knows the reason why the Canadian embassy decided to refuse General Musa terrorist visa, that they are crying today. I see them when they are crying. You will not get anything. You, where your finger is in the mouth of the globalists, you are telling them, go to hell. Go to hell. As if you manufacture anything. The only thing you manufacture in that zoo that you are using to destroy the indigenous people are the terrorists. Lakurawa, Boko Haram, all of them. Because when Goodluck Jonathan, under the supervision of the chief of army staff that time, Lieutenant General Jirika, was fighting them, they came against that son of Biafra land. They came against him. They came against him and forced Goodluck Jonathan to retire Lieutenant General Jirika. Till today, Boko Haram is still there. Remember that time that son of Biafra, they extended the days of election, the date of election. And Jirika used that small period to clear where these people were. That the election was able to be, held in those areas. But the imposter, the old man with the old man's face with the 20-year-old hands, said, no, you should not do that. You are attacking any attack against Boko Haram, whom they call their warriors. It's an attack against the entire northern Nigeria. They were clapping for themselves. Today, they want to shift it. We know what happened. We know the body language of these people. We can never be cowed into the narrative that is coming. No matter there might be some elements of truth. Is it not when you give a stranger your house that the stranger will live? If you don't give a stranger your house, will a stranger live in your house? If you don't encourage them to come and settle and collect all the aids that they were giving to you, would they use it to unseat and begin to commit terror that is spreading to my mother's ancestral land today? It be you that gave them. You called them in, and they use you to deal with the other people. That is what we are against, and Biafrans right across the world will stand against that. We don't even care whether USA were used to support them or whatever. All we care about is the official recognition of the state, sovereign state of Biafra, as declared on the 29th November 2024. That is what we want. Any other thing that they do there, that is their own cup of tea. We don't care about that. We want our state, and we want the quick movement of the occupying forces in our land. They need to leave. They need to leave because they have overstayed. They have overstayed. They have to leave. That is what we are fighting for right now. For me, I still believe that we are on the right course under the leadership of Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. So, my people, I will end it here, and I say, let's try, let's support whichever way we are going to get it. Mazi, thank you so much. Inamoche, welcome. Welcome. I see you. Welcome, sir.
Mazi, Udo Delegio, Mazi.
Thank you so much.
Long time, brother.
Thank you so much, Bro Max. I appreciate you. You're welcome, Bro Christian. Thank you for joining us. Ekwenche, I saw your request. I saw your request, but it's not connecting. Try and resend again. Try and resend again so that I can bring you in. Ekwenche, try and resend again. I saw your request, but it wasn't connecting you. Send the request again.
Mazuchuk, can you take your screen? Can you take more than 5 people, or let me drop so that he can come in?
No, he can take.
Okay.
Yeah, he can take. Akonyo, are you there?
Yeah, so I'm here. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother. Go ahead.
Yeah. Good morning, my fellow Biafrans. Good morning. Uncle Tim, I thank you so much this morning for your contribution and your effort towards the quest for Biafra. You know, we in Nigeria, economics has affected us. Has increased every part of us now is increased. The tax is increased. To come online now is very expensive and all that. So I would digress a bit this morning. My little contribution this morning will be based on my little research on what that is happening to we the black, which is Africa as a whole. So recently I was worried, and it is this our issue of Biafra that made me to begin to think, will I say, outside the box. So I started making my own research, my little research on why the Europeans reason the way they are reasoning, why their places are the way it is, and why the Africans seems like all the Africans are going backward, while our contemporaries are moving forward. So I draw some conclusions by myself on my research. So all those research I had to check. I started it from this guy from Italy that conquered many lands, Alexander the Great. So I looked at how he started annexing land raiding people's territories. I trace it and see how he conquered Britain at the initial stage. So, and Britain sit up. After he conquered them, they have to sit up. So I moved away from those Stone Age. I came to World War One and World War II. How he reshaped Europe and made them to be what they are. So when I trace all those things, I came down to Africa. I realized that it's Ethiopia. It's only Ethiopia that nobody conquered them. And all these things that other African countries are facing, I think it is very minimal in Ethiopia. And I draw it to West Africa and all the other countries in Africa. I came to my own conclusion that we have not suffered yet too. Because Igbo, we the Igbo, maybe we should speak the truth without looking at anybody's face. We are still behind. When you connect one or two, connect the dots on what is happening to us, you will see that we are still very far behind. Even we in the homeland, we are not yet ready for freedom or for becoming a country of our own. We are not yet ready. We are the one that is giving room for what is happening at the diaspora. Because if all of us in the homeland, or if all of us, I'm drawing it to the Biafran quest, if all of us are ready, all this that is happening, I don't see that it's supposed to happen at the first place. Because when you come to the Middle East, after the Arab Spring, Dubai, they start up. All other countries within that Arab, all of them, they start up, they started doing well. You go back to America after the Second World War, all of them come to their senses, their revolution, they started doing well. But Africa, there's nothing, revolution has not happened in Africa. And it's like, it is until Africa have their own revolution that Africa will start doing well. My brother Greg, when he was making his own analysis, I was listening very careful in all the areas he touched. And I brought it down to us what is actually wrong with our people. Owazirike, after Ojukwu, Owazirike carried the baton. He fought, he advanced, even to the extent of started making plate numbers. The flag of Biafra was everywhere. They lay hard on him. They isolated him. And his commander made him to compromise. Along the line, Nnamdi rose up. When you look at the first arrest of Nnamdi, nobody arrested him. He did a program. He said he's coming to Nigeria on so day. He left London. He arrived at Lagos. They cleared him at the airport. He went to his hotel. They arrested him from that hotel. After all the pressure, he was released. And some conditions was given to him. He started moving around, which is his first mission, because he said he wants to come home to meet some people. That was the reason why he made a move to travel down to Nigeria on that 2015 that he was arrested. So after they released him, he continued on his mission. Started going from one state to another, meeting people, elders, trying to to advance the movement by letting people in the homeland to understand the reason why they should push for Biafra. He met several kings. He touched all the 5 eastern states. He started going to the south. He went to Port Harcourt. He went to other states. Before the governors, they now called him that he should come. Ohanes Ndigbo and governor, he should come. They want to hear from him. They went to Enugu. After Nnamdi telling them that if you want me to drop Biafra, or you go and get the restructuring. But you cannot tell me to drop Biafra while you've not gotten the restructuring, the restructuring for us. Before Nnamdi could move back to his place at Aparuku, they called Buhari that the young man is not listening to what we are saying. They send Operation Python down. As God may have it, they could not kill Nnamdi. He was able to escape. Now, when Nnamdi escaped, he preached. He now tried to establish ESN. If my memory will serve me right, I listened to one of his programs. After the flagging off of ESN, he said that he will come, that it won't be long that he will come. These people are saying that if you want to push the youth to go and fight, that he should be at the forefront to lead. He said that he's not afraid, he will come. I could remember I listened to one of his broadcasts. He said that he will come, that they should not worry. Maybe the movement of him to come, that maybe it is the movement that made him to go to Kenya. Maybe after doing some things in Kenya, he will come to Nigeria. Now his own people sold him out. He was kidnapped. From that moment to today, Nnamdi is still in detention. Now, after some time, Simon Ekpa came up. And Simon Ekpa pushed. They said that he's not doing anything. He's an agent of Nigeria. He's this, he's that. His own people again sold him out. And they now started making mouth. When Simon was around, they were saying that because of Monday sit at home, that they're losing a lot. I heard you talk about Ludo. I heard you talk about military men stealing off some markets at Onitsha because of a drug. Now, nobody again is talking about it. Southeast is no longer losing anything because Simon is no longer there. And our people are finding it difficult to look at what is playing out. We in the homeland, we are finding it difficult to make the right choice. When you look at all these things, you trace it back to the revolution that I'm talking of. Check on how we get our independence. Independence, all of them was given on our agreement. Just as Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, that they are trying to, not that they are trying, they succeeded in sending back their colonial masters. They are now trying to restructure their land. Like the guy from Burkina Faso, I read from their platform, they now say that their prisoners will not be kept in jail again. Rather, they will be using their prisoners to work, to cultivate their farms, produce their food. The guy also said that their lawyers will no longer be using wigs again, that they will go back to their way of judging cases, as in their country way of doing things. But Nigeria, after the agreement between the so-called forefathers of Nigeria with the Britain, independence was given to them. We have never, after Ojukwu we voted against the union. Nobody else have they allowed to vote, even though the one was not successful. Nobody else again have they allowed to vote against their status quo. So when you look at what is happening to Africa, that is why I say that Africa as a whole, revolution must happen to Africa before Africa will come up to their senses. Because we, the Igbos, we are being marginalized in all fronts in Nigeria. The flagged off Southeast Development Commission in this 2025 budget, there is no allocation to the Development Commission of Southeast. They were debating it on their parliament, and they said that they have taken note that maybe on the supplementary budget they will tell the president to add Southeast to the development that is included in the budget of 2025. Now, if salary could not serve your needs, how can overtime serve your needs? But our people, the ones that call themselves Biafrans, are not seeing to it. And you are telling me that it is the West that is doing us. We are the ones doing ourselves. So, to conclude with my own opinion this morning, I'm beginning to see that we have not suffered enough. They say that Simon is not doing anything, but all the Southeastern governors, they could not do anything about the insecurity. They all pushed it down to Simon. Now, since they succeed in taking Simon away from the picture, none of the people that their security outfit lay hand on have ever confessed that they are Simon Ekpa boys. The people that work with Simon, that even see through to making Simon to be apprehended, does not come to the realization that what they are doing is they are doing more harm than good to the struggle. So what are we after? That's my question. Ngozi Arabweze is holding to the mandate, defending it, doing something. After Ngozi Arabweze, we submit letter to all the places that the letter needs to be sent to. Ogen Kede will send again. And we, the people that call ourselves Biafrans, we will sit back and be watching it, and we turn say that we are wise. My brothers and sisters, we are not wise. And this suffering that we are suffering today, we have not suffered enough. We will suffer until it will get to our neck. And then everybody will be tired of sabotaging his or her brother. Maybe by then, Biafra will come. Just as it happened to other nations. That is why I said I've taken my time to study the reason why the Westerners, the Europeans, the Middle Eastern people, why they are succeeding. Because at the time, it got up to their neck and they could not hold it again. And they revolted against their leaders. They revolted against the powers that be. And that is why they are doing it right. For we, the Africans, we have not suffered enough. When the time reaches, we will then come to our senses. We will then see that there's nothing to gain in sabotaging your brother, rather than to be free. So that's my little contribution this morning. If the people listening to me, I'm not talking of the people in the platform with us, I'm talking of the audience that will listen to us. Let us see, let us go back and study the reason why the Britain, the Americans, the Indians, the Chinese people, the Arabs are doing well is because when they suffered enough, they were able to stand their ground and take what that belongs to them. To get freedom is not in the hand of Ngozi Orabueze. It's not in the hand of Simon Ekpa. It's not in the hand of anybody. It is in our own collective hands. Maybe when the suffering is okay, what we are passing through today is okay. We are okay by it. We are tired of it. Maybe then we will come together to get our freedom. But now we are not. The thing is not paining us enough. We are not feeling the pain enough. That is the reason why we see the need in sabotaging our brother. That is the reason why one will be saying, let's do it like this. The other one will be at the other corner and saying that that is not the way. That is the reason why our governors, we see planning. Let me not be using planning. We see people that will come and invade our land. And they will in turn say that those people, those external forces that come to invade our land are not the one that perpetrated the crime. That is his brothers are the one that is perpetrating this crime against his fellow brothers. So let us come to our senses, my dear brothers and sisters. Go back to the history and study why the people we are going to their places are doing well. Check very well how they managed to get to that place and see if we can do so to our own, so that we will stop talking every day. Because every day we talk, anybody that start making headway, we within ourselves will be the one to sell the person out. And we'll come back and start saying who is doing us. Nobody is doing us. We are the one doing ourselves. We are the one doing ourselves. We are the one doing ourselves. DOS today are flagging off Tazi that they want a referendum for Biafra. But Simon was busy telling them, come and vote. Let us generate this so that people will listen to us. They say Simon is a fool. He's somebody that doesn't know what he's doing. But today, you are now going for referendum. You want referendum. You want the world to see you. So we have not suffered enough. Oh. That's my little contribution. This one. We have not suffered enough. When we suffer enough, the entirety of Africa, when we suffer enough, then we vote against the power that is making us look stupid before others. Maybe by then, Biafra will come. But for now, let people continue playing. That's all I have to say this morning.
Thank you, Akonyo Wethere. Thank you for your contributions. And Biafrans are listening. Every one of us as Biafrans, anyone that pretends not to know the right way, continue to pretend. At a stage in life, I think it was in the Bible, it said, allow the wheat and the tar to grow, that at the end of the day of the harvest, the wheat will be separated from the tares. So that is the time we are in now. Anyone that is pretending today not to know what is right and continue to pretend, it's up to him or her to continue to move in the wrong direction and continue to deceive themselves. But the truth remains the truth and can never be hidden. Every single thing we have done in this government is something that is being followed. We follow the rules and regulations, and we follow the law, international law. Everything that is done is followed according to international law. That is the beauty of the United States of Biafra. The foundation led by Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, handed to Mazen Simon Ekpa, and Mazen Simon Ekpa made it much more stronger, gave it a pillar. That every single thing that Mazen Simon Ekpa was doing was based on international law. That is why today, Finnish government, after almost 3 months, they cannot be able to indict him of any crime. They cannot be able to present any charge against Mazen Simon Ekpa. After 3 months, they are still investigating. In Europe, in a country like Finland, with all their equipment, sophisticated equipment, and all their wisdom and knowledge, after 3 months, they could not be able to convict Mazen Simon Ekpa of a crime or charge him of any crime. It is because the foundation was led based on international law from A to Z. There is nothing that we are doing that is illegal. Just like the issue of referendum. When we were engaging in it, They called us names. They made different kinds of, made us a joke, made joke of it. But today, look at the same people who made joke of it. They just they just want to make themselves relevant. They have finally realized that it's important to have referendum. And that is why when you look at this very Biafra we're talking about, the structure is very, very simple to understand. That is why when I see somebody say, oh, I don't know who is on the right path or who is the one to follow, it means you have not been following from day one. From day one, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu laid this structure. He started the foundation. And he said that before we go into declaration that we are going to get the mandate from the people, but I am not going to tell you how we will get that mandate, because if I tell you, those of you idiots will begin to go and do something different. When the time of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, in every platform he goes for interview, the most important question they ask him all the time is, what is your structure? What is your structure? How are you going to get Biafra? What is your mandate? What is your structure? That is the only question they give to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Go and check. Every interview he has gone. How are you going to get the Biafra? What is your structure? That is the, including fellow Biafrans, that was what they asked him. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the answer he has always given, that when the time comes, you are going to know. I will not tell you because you know whom they are. You know who they are. But when that time matured, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu by himself announced the new dimension. He announced it by himself. It wasn't Mazen Samuel who announced. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu announced the new dimension. And Mazen Samuel picked it up. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu by himself pointed this man and said, this is the new dimension, follow him. Even while he was with us. And when Mazen Samuel came, he entered into international law, opened it and read it for us. Every one of us was looking mad. But it is sad that most of us who were looking, we are not even understanding what he was saying. He started from day one. There are certain things you have to have for you to be able to do certain things. That is how it works. It is not magic. You don't just get Biafra by shouting, oh, hey, Biafra, oh, hey, Biafra. You don't get Biafra by making noise and raising flag and making protests. Can you imagine with all the protests that the IPOB is making? You will still enter into an office in Western world and they will tell you they have not heard about Biafra. Can you imagine that? With all the noise, Biafra IPOB is in all countries of the world protesting. We have shown our president, but still yet, you go to DC and they tell you they have not heard about Biafra. Why do you think it is so? There has not been any official complaint of Biafra. Official. There is a different thing that you are just there making noise and shouting and making official report. Once you don't make it official, you can shout until thy kingdom come. Nobody is going to recognize what you're saying. It is not that they don't see it. They see Biafrans. They know about it. They hear it, but you have not made official complaint. And Mazen Samuel entered with official documentation. First of all, establish the government in exile, a legitimate government to speak on behalf of Biafra. And government in exile, if you don't know about it, you Google about it, there are some criteria you must have. And there are some things you are permitted to do as a government in exile. We were not the first people that have done it. Mazen Samuel established it, made it stronger. Although Mazen Nnamdi Kanu laid the foundation also, established it, but the people who were there were so scared, they don't know their left and right. But Mazen Samuel took up the leadership and he went, established it and began to work with it. In public, he was not hiding, publicizing everything. Then the question of how do you get Biafra comes again, and he answered without looking back. He said, the restoration of Biafra is going to be pursued on a multiple dimension. And he mentioned it. We are going to pursue it legally. We are going to pursue it diplomatically. We are going to pursue it politically. And we are going to pursue it through civil disobedience. He didn't just explain it. We began to pursue it in all those ways. Diplomatically, he went ahead to make consultation in DC with lobby group. Politically, he entered into the self-referendum issue. In armed struggle, he went further to establish the Liberation Army, which is the right of a government to have. And in civil disobedience, he continued to support the sit at home. These fronts were all active to the highest level. and they saw that there is no place to hold him. They saw there was no place to hold him down. There was no place to accuse him. There was no place to try to distract him. And when they saw this, what did they do? They began to plan on how they are going to stop him. They brought their plan on how to stop him or how to hinder him. And they used their diplomatic whatever and all their shenanigans, and they came together and they used Finland to hold him back and remove him from us. Today, bring a charge against Mazi Simon Ekpa. They can't bring any single charge against him for the past 3 months, 90 days now. Going to 90 days, there is no charge against Mazi Simon Ekpa till today as we are speaking, except they're going to put it tomorrow. It is because he has been following everything lawfully, legally. Lawfully, legally. They can't bring any charge against him. And yet, you see people who claim to be Biafrans, who claim to be working for Biafra, who claim to be looking for freedom. All they are doing today is to work against every single thing that Mazi Simon Ekpa put in place. Even when they took him away, our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Eze, have started on that same tone, on that same legacy of making everything legal. She has gone further to write a letter to the Nigerian government to recognize the referendum. The same way Mazi Simon Ekpa wrote a letter, I invited the Nigerian government to come and witness the referendum in Finland, the convention. They were invited officially. Today, official letter has been written to the Nigerian government that Biafra has been declared, redeclared. She is fully on the same path. And people who do not know their left and right, instead of them coming down to align themselves with that very program of Biafra restoration, they began to deviate. Some of them say they prefer to stay in Brigi that has been dissolved. And they continue to push different agenda against the government that is meant to protect them, that is meant to give them freedom. It's sad. But that is where we find ourselves. And we will never give up. We will continue to speak. We will continue to pursue Biafra until we get to the direction. There is no going back. It doesn't matter what the enemies say. It doesn't matter what they do. Their propaganda can never, ever stop us. Fellow Biafrans that have been with us on this program, we have been here for 3 hours and more, and now we are going to be rounding up on this program. And on the rounding up of the program, I will allow my beloved brother Maxwell to give us his remark and include his closing remark with it, and whatever any other item and advice he can give to Biafrans to continue to stay put, please kindly do so.
Thank you so much, Mazi Childs, and every one of you that has been on this program today. Thank God we have come to the end of the program. Biafrans, we have a load of tasks ahead of us. And it is only God, whom your forefathers recognized. There are so many of you that bears the attribute of God through your names. Chukwuemeka, Chibuike, Chibunna, Chibueze, Nnamdi. I have a father who is in heaven. That is your attribute. If we can chew, if we can eschew wickedness, bitterness amongst ourselves, the Spirit of God will never be far away from where we are. And anything we ask Chukwuemeka, the oldest people on earth, Ndibo, the Biafran people, the indigenous people, Chukwuemeka will not hesitate to answer us. Because of our wickedness in many ways. That is the reason why God is still holding, just like one of my Namoche said here. Our wickedness against each other That is the reason why some of the things God is looking the other way, while those that we can easily deal with are chasing us left, right, and center. It is only the grace of God that is keeping the Biafran people. By now, they could have done the same way they did to the indigenous northern people, especially the Hausa people. God knows the reason why he's keeping us, and we must not joke with it. Otherwise, it is the same God that disgraced and chased, allowed enemies to penetrate into the children of Israel when they disobeyed him. We must not allow the devil to use us. We must do everything possible to make sure that what we preach is what is inside us in our character. And those who are bent in destroying themselves should go and destroy themselves. All I know is this: God will never, because of few elements, disgruntled elements, allow the enemies of Biafra, his children, to come and devour them. He won't allow that. I pray every day that I come here, I pray for Biafran success right across the world. And when that success comes, please, in terms of finance, donate. 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 Do not wait for fundraising time. Go and donate. It is money that they are using to buy granuts. It is the same money that they are using to buy the walking stick. It is that same money they will use to do everything and take care of themselves. If we don't fund it, nobody will fund it for us. You saw the funding that they're giving to them that is going to the people who are on the verge of taking my mother's ancestral land. But those that are fighting for their own liberation, that aid, US aid, cannot come to them. Don't you see the irony? Don't you see that you are faced with a bigger problem, not just in Nigeria, the zoo, or those within us, but the globalist agenda. Those that are fighting for genuine liberation, they won't give you that aid, so they will not. They won't. They will give it to those people that are the demons themselves. Those are the ones they give it to. So we must do all that we can within our limits, within our strength, and God will multiply everything that we contribute for us. And Biafra will come. He is going to give us Biafra. Be rest assured that you have freedom, and the freedom of my mother's ancestral land is assured. And I use this opportunity to say, I'm not here to preach that, oh, I am more righteous than any one of you. Never. I am not. My sins are bigger than your own, but I am only saved by the grace of God alone. If not, I won't be alive today. And if I remember what God has done for me in the past, just imagine that this Yokene that is sitting down here talking has taken part in 5 different wars, horrible wars. Like I told you, the last one was Bakassi Peninsula, where we capsized and remained 5 good days on the surface of Gulf of Guinea before we were released, before we were being pulled out of the river. That is to tell you that I am not more righteous than any of you. You have the Spirit of God in you. Use it as an instrument, and God will begin to do wonders, just like He has started for us. Forget about the capture of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Forget about the isolation of Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. Yes, those things will happen. They are fighting because you are doing things that are touching even the globalists. That is the reason why they are jittering. That is the reason why they are jittering. But they have forgotten what Joseph in Gila told them. If you arrest Mazen Namdekano, there are 1,000 Mazen Namdekano that are going to come. Today is a woman. I never envisaged that a woman, a daughter of Biafra, will be at the helm of affairs, controlling it more than a man can do. Every one of you should please remember that you have Chukwu Kikabiam, who has saved you from the pogrom even before 1967 to 1970. That time I was here. We were over here. We were hearing the story and things like that. I feel for my people in Biafra land. And that is the reason why, if there is anybody, if it is possible for God to give me the strength to make sure and bring Biafra today, I would have done it, because I want the freedom of my people so that you'll be able to control what God has given you as blessing under your ground and use it to develop yourself and develop the land of Biafra so that all of us will be happy living in it. I thank you all, and I say, may God bless Mazen Namdekano. May God bless Simon Ekpa. May God bless the leader, the anchor of the United States of Biafra, her lieutenants and adjutants, and make things easier for that great daughter of our land. May God bless my brothers and sisters, fathers and mothers in Biafra land, those that are protecting, that has, taken the cloth of protecting my mother's ancestral land. I say, in anything that they are doing, may God continue to bless them. But I have to use this opportunity to tell them, stay clear of anything that is against God and against freedom. A freedom fighter do not put hand in evil. A freedom fighter, if you want God to continue to make you invincible, I have experienced it before. I fought. I entered where I was supposed to die. I survived because I had God as first, irrespective of how sinful I was in the war front. I remember that I had only one God, and that God kept me. Where I was supposed to be killed, I passed there, they killed the next people. That is how it is when you keep your hands clean. Always keep your hands clean. Even if you want to use other means, it is the same Chukwu Kikabiama that allow those other means to work. Mazen Namdekano said about them in those days when it was. It is the same God that will allow them. And when God wants to disgrace you, you will feel that the same thing is working with you, but you do not know that they have left you. It happened. So I beg each and every one of you, pray, 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 and do the right things, and Chukwu Kikabiama will make you stronger than you are today to face our enemies. Thank you so much, and may God bless all of you. Mazi Chicks, thank you for having me. Biafrans right across the world, thank you for having me. I love you all.
We love you too. Thank you, my beloved brother Max. Thank you for that submission. I appreciate you. Bro Greg, you can go on. Bro Greg, give us your closing remark at your conclusion.
Yes, thank you, my brother. And Brother Maxwell, I thank you as well. Thank you for all your effort. We will continue. We will not stop until we get what we are looking for. Because Simon Ekpa and Namdekano, they have not stopped. They are still fighting, even inside detention. They have never given up. So my prayer to all the Biafrans is, we will not give up. We will continue keeping strong, standing strong for Mazen Namdekano and Simon Ekpa, making sure that all their efforts, all their sleepless nights, all their endless and restless work will not end in vain. Today, Dr. Ngozi will be coming to take, with the cabinet, will coming to take questions and answer. I pray all the Biafrans to be there, to listen to her, and to know what she have on her hand and the next thing, the plans they have and the questions they will be taking from people. We will continue fighting, just like Choose said here, that man can never give up. He started it, and people were asking, where is your direction? Where is your map? Where is your structure? Where is this and what is that? I can never forget Ntoni Nadi, exactly. If I might. Who were asking Namdeke, where is the structure? Which map? Where are you going? Why not about to low Niger and the upper Niger? So, you know, the problem our people have, especially the Igbo Biafrans, is anytime something is happening and they felt they want you to be coming to them every day, telling them what you're doing and what you're not doing. Or because that suggestion or that plan did not come from them, that thing is not authentic and that thing will not work. And because of that, they will fight against it and they will criticize it. And they never wait. When it's just like I come to your program now and I start asking you, I am not giving you a chance to marshal out the things you want us to talk in your program and what you want us to talk. I will start telling you, why are you making a program? If you want to make program, what do you want to talk about? Why are you making program? If you know, so our people is always trying to push word into people's mouths and want to know in your mind, how do you sleep? Which color of pants do you wear? Which color of sweatshirt you are putting inside? Which color of usumi you are putting before you can wear this? Why do you want to have to wear this kind of suit or this kind of this before you can come out? So, why do you not tell anybody the kind of this thing you are wearing before you come out? So unnecessary excuse are the things that Biafrans are doing that makes them not to come out to fight for Biafra. Some people will tell you, yeah, every time if you people are fighting for Biafra, you are contributing money. You are contributing money for Simon. That's what they were saying when Simon came out. Simon is using you people making money. Simon is using people to make millions. Simon is using people to do this, do that. So, and I was asking some of them, this Simon using our money is even their money, this account, is the account in Finland? Is that money in Finland? See? So our people will always fight what they don't understand and what they don't know. Without cooling down, following that person and looking the direction that person is going. Today, Simon has put up a structure, a powerful structure. Why did they arrest him? Why did they invite him for questioning? Because they have watched him. I remember one time, one of the Nigerian media, they were saying, all this IPOB, all this why they have been doing is doing that. But if you watch what this man, Simon Ekman, is doing now, the organization is now more organized than ever. Exactly. That time they have not even that time they have not even started itself.
You never
start. So why did they pick him up? They picked him up because they know where Simon was driving to. And that is why they make every sure they want to stop this Biafra declaration. Some fools cannot understand it. Even the people who are call themselves DOS or whatever they call themselves, that they're talking about the referendum today. So if something that the guy is doing and where he was driving cannot yield something, why did they try to make sure that they try to stop him? That thing didn't come through. Why did they use all means to make sure that that declaration didn't happen? even with the people that is on the same round table with Simon Eber. So when they picked him up, the highest plan they wanted to achieve to make sure that very declaration didn't come. Any person can tell me anything he wants to tell me. There is nothing like they wanted this Biafra declaration. I will continue saying it the way it is. So when they try to stop Simon Ekpa by all means, and then Ngozi Areweze come up and say, no, this declaration must happen. The head get loosed. Anything they like, they can go to anywhere. So all these things they're doing now is to confuse people that didn't know what they wanted. So when the Biafra declaration stopped, if they have gone to house, or if they have, there's no other thing they can do than what they are doing now. But if that Biafra was not declared, what would have been, the whole money would, Biafra, the Nigerian government, the IPOB, and these people that are fighting now, are going up and down, saying they are brig and they are bridge and Paco, whatever they are building. They will not be making all this noise. I'm telling you. But because this woman stand on her feet and say, as long as this man works so hard for this thing, I will never accept this plan to fail. He took the risk, even all the threat and all their plot to make sure that it didn't happen. Even if there is any way or any law they will use to arrest her in Finland, they will do that, but they did not succeed. And there's no law they could hold on her to arrest her. And she stands and says, if you want to arrest me, I will declare this Biafra. And she did it. They don't have another thing than to use bridge to hold you. So don't let that bridge to hold you. We are not more on the bridge. We are not on the flight. So we are using plane to fly. So we've landed on our land.
Yes, sir.
So when we land so the bridge, they cannot break it. They cannot break the bridge. If they throw bomb, it will not. We are no more in the bridge. We are now more using flight to land in our land. So let the bridge they're talking about, let them remain in the bridge. If the Nigeria break their bridge, they remain there. But we are not more in the bridge they're building. We are now moving with volume. They are the one that can carry 1,000 people and fly and land in Biafra land. That's where we are now. So be courageous and support what we are doing. They will not stop it. Since they did not stop the declaration, don't look back. Anyhow you can support to finance, support morally, support financially, support with prayer, fast and pray for Biafra to come. It is not a sin. We want the Biafra. If you don't want it, don't stop coming. Don't stop. If you don't want Biafra, you don't need to put your money, because putting your money is a cost. If you put your money, fight for make sure that Biafra come. So don't stop putting money where you know you don't want Biafra. If you want Biafra, put money, put energy, put your strength, and the whole thing will work out. God will say, yes, we need it. So now people who don't want it and they will come in here to deceive us. I don't buy those kind of people. Thank you, and may God bless Biafra. Keep continuing sustaining Nnamdi Kanu. No matter what they do, he will not die, he will live. The same thing with Simon, they will not die, they will. And anywhere they go to do any of their recantations, it will not stand. Everything they speak will not stand. Because who is not is greater than he that is against us. So no matter what they do, it shall be, so that is how it will be. That is my prayer today. In Jesus' name. Thank you. Choose and continue.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. I appreciate you for that wonderful conclusion that you have given. And I appreciate every Biafran that have joined us on this program today. Thank you so much for your patience and being with us up to the end of this program. We have brought the program to an end. Please try to connect by 7 p.m. Biafran time. 7 p.m. Biafran time for the question and answer section with the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Areweze. Whatever be your question, begin to write it down now. Write them down. It's going to be in a Zoom.
Anyị ala. Ụmụ Biafra n'ala. Anyị n'ala n'ala nsọ. Ngwanụ ka anyị lawa. Aka kpuchi ọnwa. Aka kpuchi ọnwa. We are unstoppable. We are indefatigable. Ebe anyị n'ala bụ obodo ọma. The 14 states of Biafra. Ngwanụ. Anyị ana. Ihe Chidere odego ya. Chidere anyị Biafra. Anyị alawala. Ma ndị nọ n'obodo oyibo, ma ndị nọ na Naịjirịa, ma ndị nọ na mba ụwa ọzọ dị iche iche. Obi kadawala. Ọ nọkpanyụ n'ugwu na ndịda. Oge ụnụ anyị erugo. Webe ọṅụ. Webe ọṅụ. Webe ọṅụ. Eluigwe na-enwe ọṅụ. Anyị apụọ. Anyị apụọ. Ana m anụ ya. Na so. Bayaba, 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 bayaba. Shuka. Waya. Na so we dey do am. Papa tiri ya nwayo. Mama gbara m egwu a. Nwayọ. Ụmụaka ụmụ Biafra ụmụ ọma. Anyị ananụ. N'obodo ọma ahụ. Obodo kwere anyị na nkwa. Ekene otito dị n'ọbasi nke igwe. Eze Chineke abịa ama ụra. Onye na-etinye ụzọ ebe ụzọ na-adịghị. Odumala. Biafra, omen, ụna.